Hey everybody, okay, I just finished adding in my extra pages and placing all of my images, and I've done some rearranging and some recropping, and I'm really happy with the way things are looking. I'm actually really excited about this. And now I'm going to focus on the back cover. So your back cover is going to require a written statement, and I'm going to show you some uh, formatting options and options for adding in a border if you want to, or color, just some stylistic choices that you could make to add to the back. I'm also going to add my name onto my cover image, which is something that I didn't do in InDesign, but I can do here. So if I wanted to add a border, maybe sitting right over my margin, what I could do is use my rectangle tool and click and drag out a rectangle, and I'm going to adjust that just a little bit so it sits right on that margin. And you can see that you have this control panel up here, and for a border you want to pay attention to these control or these options here. So let's say I want to add a stroke, and let's say I want it to be black, and I can adjust the stroke size here, to whatever I'm looking for. If I click on this drop down menu, I have all of these options. White diamond, these dots, these hash marks. So just know that those are there. I can also fill this in with a color, like so. There's a gradient panel or options here too. You can click and drag out a gradient, and if you go up, you can change the color of your gradient. In this panel too, adding colors. So just know that you have those options to make things a little more exciting stylistically. And then let's say that I need to add my text, so I'm going to use my type tool. And the way that the type tool works in InDesign is you're clicking and dragging out your text box. I'm still in my gradient, sorry. Undo that. Here we go. So I'm clicking and dragging out a text box here. And then I can go in and start typing, and I'll show you the type options that you have in terms of how to change your fonts, how to change the size of font, and everything like that. So automatically this goes to the default. So this is your character panel. So size of your font, weight, and this is your paragraph formatting options. And we won't get too much into those. Your booklet is going to be pretty straightforward in terms of what you are writing about. So if I want to change my font, I can go in here and choose, maybe I choose, something simple for the body of my text. And this is where I'm going to type my reflection. Maybe I'll use something like that for my body font. You want to use at least 12-point font. Remember that for work that is going to be printed, serif fonts work very well. That's not to say that a sans serif font like this wouldn't be legible, but serif fonts work great for booklets, for things that you read. And then let's say that I want to add, another style for my for a little title, before this. So let me add, this condensed. And I'll change the weight, and I'll call this Hereford Road. I can click on this, and if I want to justify this in the center, I can do that. I can have everything else justified left if I want to. You can use these options in terms of aligning your text and filling up your space. So, I wouldn't use center alignment for the body of your text. I would just use left, and whether you, justify with the last line, align left is up to you. You'll just see how the body of text looks as a whole. But follow the instructions that I provide you on the assignment sheet in terms of what I'm looking for in the reflection that goes on the back. But again, don't be afraid to add some style to the back cover to make things a little more exciting if you want to. And then I'm going to go back to my front cover, which I just scrolled all the way up, but I can use my Pages window and double click on my front cover, and that'll send me there. I'm going to scroll over. My document's being a little slow because I have my high quality display turned on. Right now I'm just going to set it to typical so that things load a little faster. So if I want to add in my name here, by Chloe Erla, I'm going to drag out a text box and choose whatever text I want to use. So I like this Chalet font. And I'm going to hit Option G, which is the copyright symbol. I'm going to put my name. Now, I don't know if I will end up putting this on the cover. I don't know if it's going to look very good. I'm going to format this a little differently, change the size. With this font, I can't change the weight, can't make it bold or anything with what Adobe has it set as. So I might add this to the back cover, and that's a decision that I'll make. But you should have your copyright symbol with your name and the year somewhere either on the front or back cover where visually it's not going to be so distracting. You can also see that when I dragged out the text box, I have a ton of space left over, and what I can do is go up to my object, go to fit frame to content, and that'll shrink the frame down so I'm not dealing with all that extra space. So I'll zoom out and kind of see how that looks, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is adding it to the back cover once I get to that point. So that is adding text. Again, this is pretty straightforward in terms of our assignment. What we're doing, the emphasis is really on the images within the booklet. So in the next tutorial, I will show you how to send your document to the Copy Center, export as a PDF